Welcome back everyone, I am Psycho Emerald. Today I'm back with another video and it is the 4-year anniversary of the channel. Today, as you guys are seeing this video, this channel is 4 years old and that is crazy, and it has been 2 years and 2 days since I uploaded my first action figure review. And I never thought this channel would end up being an action figure channel. That was never my intention when I started this, but I've always loved collecting toys and collectibles from movies that I love. And when I discovered this hobby of action figure collecting and this community here on YouTube, I just fell in love with it, and I've been enjoying collecting, displaying, posing, and reviewing action figures for the past 2 years, and I have you guys to thank for that. Thank you guys so much. For anyone who's even just watched one of my videos, it means so much to me that you guys have supported my channel and basically just helped me know, like, hey, I'm enjoying making these videos, but it definitely makes it a lot more fun to know there's people out there who enjoy watching them as well. So yeah, I thought I'd make this video since it has been 2 years since I started figure collecting. I thought I'd make this video to kind of show where my collection has ended up over the past 2 years, show you guys some of my displays, and show you guys how I set up my displays, some of my poses for the figures. And I know I don't have much. I don't have many figures. I have been collecting for 2 years, but I don't have much money to spend on these. But I still love all the figures I have. I love buying them. I love adding new ones to my collection every once in a while. And of course, I love making reviews when I get those new toys. So yeah. Once again, wanted to thank you guys. We have over 250 subscribers now, and I can't thank you guys enough for that. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, I want to get into showing you guys my collection and where it's ended up. So I'll quickly run through every figure, and some of them I might have a little bit more to say than others. But for the most part, I want to kind of get through this pretty quick and just show you guys up close how all the displays look and all that, and each figure I have in my collection after these past 2 years. So yeah, we're not going to start with Star Wars, even though you guys are seeing Star Wars right now. We're going to move over and show the Funko Pops first, which is in the corner of the room, so I will go over there and we will start off the video. We'll save Star Wars for last since that is my favorite. So, alright, so let's start off with Funko. Alright, so here are the Funko Pops. So these 4 down here are special because I've had these since before I actually really started collecting. But like I said, I've always loved collecting, getting toys and collectibles from movies that I love, so I got these back when I was kind of first getting into the MCU. And so we have the Endgame Captain America and Black Widow, the jumbo-sized Target exclusive Thanos, and the jumbo-sized Giant Man. And these I've had for a really long time. This Captain Phasma I actually got the year Force Awakens came out, so that's got a lot of great memories. And these guys I got a long time ago as well. Black Panther has definitely been around for a long time. As you can see, his eyes are kind of paint chipped. And then we've got Iron Spider from Infinity War and Mysterio from Far From Home. He's actually on some poster putty so he can stay standing up. So yeah, I've had those little keychains for a long time too. But yeah, let's move on to the more recent acquisitions. So up here, I have the Ghost Panther from Infinity War. So I got him for a really good deal, but I'm actually really happy with that pop. I think it's really cool. We also have Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And a very recent acquisition I got for my birthday. We have the 1989 Batman, which I'm super happy to finally have in the collection, because I've been wanting to have representation of Michael Keaton Batman for a long time, because that is my favorite Batman film. And Batman's my favorite superhero. So I'm glad to finally have that, because it's hard to find an affordable Michael Keaton Batman action figure. So I'm glad to have that Funko Pop. It's actually really cool. So I haven't recorded the review for that guy yet, but that'll be up soon, hopefully. Then we also have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is the flying version of Falcon and the Madripoor Episode 3 version of Winter Soldier. Now we're going to go up here. We have a couple of Ninja Turtle Pops. We have Raphael and we have Casey Jones right here. I'm not the biggest Ninja Turtle fan, but I do like the character of Casey Jones, and I think those Pops are pretty cool. Then we have right here Alexi from Black Widow, and if we go down here, you can probably see, no, probably not, but there's Mr. Mittens from Pixar's Soul, which I am a very big Pixar fan. It's kind of a weird pop to have, but I am a big fan of Pixar, so I'm glad to at least have something Pixar represented in the collection. And I also have a new Scamander Pop way down there that you guys probably won't be able to see at all. But I did get that one a long time ago as well, when I was a little more into the wizarding world of Harry Potter and all that. And then we have Ben Solo, which I really like this pop. This is one of the few scenes I actually liked in Rise of Skywalker, where Ben Solo picks up Anakin's lightsaber, does a little Han Solo shrug. Thought that was really cool, and I thought they absolutely nailed that with this pop. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I gotta buy that, even though the box was beaten up, but I did get a good deal on it because of the box damage. So yep, and then over here we got Rey, which this is a scene I definitely like a lot less, to say the least, but the pop is actually really fantastic. The sculpt of the hair and the robes kind of blowing in the wind just looks awesome. So it definitely has a lot of character, definitely a very dynamic Funko Pop, and I really like that one, despite my distaste for that final scene of Rise of Skywalker. But yeah, so that's going to be it for the Funko Pops. Let's move on to the Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, next up for the Funko section, we have Five Nights at Freddy's, which I have already done a collection video of this. Nothing has changed. I pretty much stopped collecting FNAF stuff. I still do love the franchise, but I've pretty much got everything I want. There is one thing, I still do want a Funtime Freddy action figure, because that's one of my favorite characters in the whole franchise. So I still do want to pick that up, and I might do a review if I ever do get it. But I will link up in the corner my FNAF collection tour video that I made on Halloween last year, so you guys can see everything that's here. But I'll quickly go through it. We have Pig Patch, L-Chip, Bonnie, and then Blacklight Foxy. We have Nightmare Foxy, Bonnie, a better Bonnie than that one. That one's a little wonky. And then we've got the Rockstar Freddy and Helpy. I really love Helpy. I think they definitely captured the look of the character pretty much perfectly for that plush there. So yeah, there's all the plushes. Then here we have some Funko figures. We have the arcade vinyl toy Freddy, the Mystery Mini marionette or puppet, and then we have a couple of Funko Pops. So we have Nightmare Bonnie and Freddy. Then here we have the action figures, which my channel started to gain a little bit of a following when people started watching my FNAF action figure reviews. So we have Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy. Of course, the Cupcake as well. Then we also have Golden Freddy and Springtrap, the Build-A-Figure right there. And then we have Foxy as well. So yeah, that's going to be that for FNAF. Let's move on to my second favorite of all my collections, which is going to be the Marvel and DC. Okay, before we get into Marvel and DC, I do have all my Black Series boxes right here. I actually think that looks kind of cool. They're all empty because I could display all my figures loose, of course, but there's all the boxes. And then if we go right up here, we have the Marvel and DC display. When I was installing these shelves, I made a little bit of a mistake, and so now there's a hole in the wall. So that's what that green tape is. There was a hole in the wall from when I initially installed these shelves, and I did not actually know what I was doing. So hopefully when I do get more of these shelves to install, I will not put any more holes in the wall. But there we do have that really cool Marvel poster that I got from my parents, so that's very cool. Then we have all these shelves that I did install or attempt to install myself, and I think they look really good. And I am going to need to get more, as you can see, because the MCU shelf is very full. But we'll start up here with the comic figures. We have Thunderstrike. Very cool. I'm really proud of that pose. I love the way that looks. Then we have the House of X Wolverine, which I tried to replicate a panel from one of the comics, because I did actually find that comic series at my local library, and I started reading it, and it was actually pretty good. But there was a panel where he was kind of walking like that. So I tried my best to try to replicate it. He is on a stand because he wouldn't stand up. Then we also have the Toy Biz Kingpin, which I actually think look really good, and I got a good deal. I really love the character of Kingpin, so yeah, I got a good deal for that guy on eBay. Very cool figure. And then down here, we're going to move on to the DC Multiverse, which I really love the way this shelf turned out looking, with all of them lined up on their display stands with their trading cards in the background. So we got the Action Comics Superman, which I really like. I don't know why he didn't come up with a second fist hand, or else this pose would look way cooler, but he's got a trigger finger for some odd reason. And then we have, let's see if the camera will focus, we have the Detective Comics Batman, which I actually prefer this Superman, even though I love Batman, but I think this Superman, the weird body proportion issues aren't as noticeable as on this guy. This guy, his legs are just way too long and his torso is just way too small, and it just looks odd. It doesn't look as odd on Superman, though. I don't really know why that is. But yeah, there he is, firing his grapple gun, very cool. And then this guy right here is my favorite of all the DC Multiverse figures. One of my favorite figures in my collection. We have the Todd McFarlane designed Batman. This thing is just beautiful. I mean, just look at it. Look at all that detail on the utility belt. Look at all that stuff. He's got his knives, his daggers, a little paint mishap on there, but not a big deal. And these swords. Don't really know what to call these weapons. They are weird, but they are really cool. And he's got all the spikes on his gauntlets, and the bat logo looks awesome. And of course, that head sculpt, very dark and brooding and gritty. And look, I just love that head sculpt. It's just fantastic. And he's very posable as well. As you can see, you can have him posed putting the sword in its sheath or taking it out. It could be either one, really. And then here we have the Batman from the 2022 film, which I love this version of Batman. It's my new favorite movie version of Batman. I just thought it was so great the way they did his character in the movie. So yeah, he looks really good. I just wish he came with more accessories, and I wish the suit color was maybe a little lighter. I think it might be a little too dark. It looks almost black, and that's not exactly how he's supposed to look, but still a really cool figure. Just wish he came with some more accessories, mainly. But yeah, now let's move on to the MCU shelf. Then we'll move down to the MCU shelf. We have the recent acquisition of Thor from Endgame. What a fantastic figure that is. Then we also have Iron Man and Captain America, also from Endgame, and they just look awesome together to have all three of the Trinity from Endgame, just like that final battle scene. Just love that. I love that. Then here we have the Loki trio, if you will. So we have Sylvie, Loki, and Mobius, which I really love that Mobius figure. Then here we have the No Way Home section. So we have Integrated Suit Spider-Man with the Upgraded Suit Spider-Man Unmasked Tom Holland head sculpt, which looks really great, I think. What an awesome figure this guy is. He is so well articulated and looks great as well. Then here we also have the Upgraded Suit using the Integrated Suit Spider-Man masked head, which I think looks way better than the other one that he came with, which did not look very good. Then here we have Doctor Strange, which is an awesome figure as well. The effect pieces are great. The articulation is also really great. And that head sculpt is, in my opinion, the best 1/12 scale head sculpt that I've ever seen on a Hasbro figure, at least, because SH Figure Arts does a pretty good job sometimes, but that is just such an amazing figure, such an amazing likeness on that, especially for the price. Great figure. Definitely pick this guy up if you don't have him yet. Definitive Doctor Strange figure, if you ask me. And yeah, let's move on to over here. We got the WandaVision section. So we have Scarlet Witch. What a beautiful figure as well with those effect pieces. The articulation and the hair looks awesome as well. What an awesome figure. We also have Vision, which is an awesome figure as well, but he is just standing there because I really don't know what to do with Vision when it comes to poses. When you don't have a flight stand, it's hard to make Vision look cool in a pose, so I just kind of have him standing there. Then we have the Captain America Flight Gear Build-A-Figure, which is awesome as well. Really love the way that looks. Then we have Bucky Barnes from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Then we have Zemo right there. He is missing a finger, but it actually helps him to hold the book a little better, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. And then here we have my favorite MCU Marvel Legends figure, or what is most likely my favorite, the Flashback Winter Soldier figure, because that is my favorite character from the entire MCU, and that's my favorite look for that character, and so I just think they nailed it with this new updated version of that figure. Then here we also have the U.S. Agent, which unfortunately is completely inaccurate to what the suit actually looked like, but I did give him one of Winter Soldier's guns to hold because he didn't come with any accessories originally. So yeah, I actually think he looks okay. Hopefully I can get the Captain America one sometime soon to replace him, but for now he'll be the stand-in for John Walker because I do love the character of John Walker. So yeah, so that works out. And yeah, I will be probably putting another shelf right underneath them down there because this MCU shelf is pretty much full. I've been able to add figures to it for quite a few months, but it's definitely completely full now, so I'm going to need to get some more. So yeah, that's going to be that for the Marvel. Let's move on to Jurassic World. Alright, so here is Jurassic World. To start, we have the Amber Collection figures, which you probably see the Spinosaurus's tail right there. We'll get to that. But we do have the Amber Collection Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon and the Lost World Velociraptor, which are both awesome figures. Really love those. And then down right here, we have the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus, both from Camp Cretaceous, which I'm not really a fan of Camp Cretaceous, but I do love the Spinosaurus and T-Rex from the Jurassic Park films. So I am happy to have both of those represented in my collection. And I just love this design for the Spinosaurus. Even though I haven't seen Camp Cretaceous Season 4, I still love this design for the Spinosaurus. And then here we have the Attack Pack Echo, which was my first Jurassic Park figure. And then here we have the awesome superposable Indoraptor figure, which I absolutely love. It's definitely awesome. So yeah, I think that's going to be almost it. So we have one more thing to go over before we get to Star Wars, which is Back to the Future NECA, which, by the way, those are not alcoholic. Those are vanilla cream soda bottles that I just have there because I got those at one point and I just thought they kind of looked cool there. So they've been there for probably a couple years and I've never really moved them. But here we do have the Back to the Future figures. So we do have the Marty McFly from Part 2. Really love that figure. Looks great on the hoverboard as well. Then we have Marty McFly from the first Back to the Future, which is a great looking figure, but does not stand up. As you can see, I had to use a stand for him. And his accessories are very brittle, and I wasn't used to that, so I did end up breaking the camera when I first got him. But I didn't break this skateboard. It did break, but that was because Marty decided to jump off the shelf, and then the skateboard snapped. The front axle did, but I did glue it back on, so it worked out okay. And then we have Biff, which is awesome. That head sculpt is totally awesome. I love that. Just his accessories aren't very good. The only good accessory he really comes with is that almanac right there. So yeah, but great figure. The outfit looks great as well. And the head sculpt has a really great likeness to Thomas F. Wilson, I believe the actor is. So yeah, really love Back to the Future. Looking forward to the new ones that are coming out as well. so I will be probably getting more. I get these guys every once in a while. I only have 3 of them so far, but I will probably be getting more in the future. So yeah, let's finally move on to Star Wars. So to start for Star Wars, I'm going to be going over the retro collection figures, which I haven't done reviews of, but you probably have seen them pop up in some of my videos, like my May the 4th ranking. So we'll go over these really quick. So we have Luke Skywalker up there, which I'm not a fan of the way this figure looks. It doesn't actually look like what the original one looked like. Like that face just does not look like it's not good. It's not like the old one was good, but it doesn't even look like the old one, so that's a little disappointing. But we have Leia, which is really good. Like that card back as well. I really love the card back on Luke as well. So we have Chewbacca. So we have that figure, which actually looks pretty good. And we have Han Solo, which I didn't have when I was little, but that's pretty cool. I really love the card back on that one. And then we have Darth Vader, which I also love the card back, and I think the figure looks really great as well. Then we also have the Stormtrooper with a very cool card back with the red, and yeah, I really like that. Then we have the Mandalorian retro collection figures, which are pretty cool. I got these from the comic book shop. I don't remember how long ago it was, but I got them not too long ago. So we got Cara Dune right there. A really cool little retro figure there and great character. Unfortunate that she's not going to be in the show anymore, but I do really love that character. Then we have the Mandalorian, awesome card back, and a cool figure, which does kind of bear some resemblance to the original vintage Kenner Boba Fett. And then down here, this is the empty card back for Vintage Collection Captain Rex, just to kind of even it out. Hopefully I'll get one more retro collection figure eventually and be able to fill that spot. But for right now, an empty Captain Rex card back is better than nothing. So I also have a big Kylo Ren poster. Even though I'm not a big fan of the sequel trilogy, I did think Kylo Ren's character was the only one that was handled really well throughout the trilogy. I thought his story was great. Let's move on to the loose Star Wars action figure collection, my favorite part. Starting off with 3 3/4, we have a Force Link Qui-Gon Jinn, which I never actually have done a review of, but I do like that figure and I do love the character of Qui-Gon Jinn. We also have some Phantom Menace line figures, so we have the Mace Windu with a blue lightsaber and his cloak, which I really like. We also have Yoda in his Jedi Council chair. We have Darth Maul, which I also haven't done a review of because I got him for my collection before I started doing reviews, but I do really love that figure. I actually think the head sculpt looks really good and the articulation is good as well. Then back there you can see we've got Senator Palpatine, and then we have Captain Rex, which is one of my favorite 3 3/4 Star Wars figures I have. I absolutely love that. I'm super glad to have a Captain Rex figure in the collection. And then here we have the Kashyyyk Trooper, which isn't great. It's just a repainted Scout Trooper, unfortunately, but it's okay. It looks pretty cool. And then we have the really terrible Attack the Clones Anakin figure. Don't buy this figure. Never buy it. It's the old, 2002 Anakin Skywalker figure. It is awful. Don't buy it. That's why I have him hidden back there. He's so awful for so many reasons. Now here we have the General Grievous, which is using the spare lightsaber from Anakin, because he did come with 2. So he has green and blue lightsabers, which I think looks really cool. And I did glue him together because he is like the exploding body version or something. So I glued him together so he wouldn't keep falling apart. And he actually looks pretty good. And then here we have my centerpiece. In honor of Kenobi releasing soon, we do have Obi-Wan dueling Darth Vader, which this is my first figure that I got for my collection, which I did get figures before then, obviously, but this was the first one I got with the intention of buying more and creating a collection. So that's the first one for my collection that you guys are going to see here. And then here we have the Power of the Jedi Darth Vader, which I actually really, really love. So it is the Dagobah version, I believe, so it's kind of translucent because it's kind of like a spirit in the cave where Luke fights it. But I think it works great as a great Darth Vader. Very well articulated, even though they're all swivel joints. And yeah, it looks great. I can't wait for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think that series is going to be totally awesome. And yeah, really excited. Then we have a couple of Power of the Force figures. We got the Stormtrooper and the TIE Fighter pilot. And then we got Leia. I think that's probably a Power of the Force, but I'm not actually sure. I got that loose. And then we have the Weequay Skiff Guard, which is a Power of the Force. And he's holding the heavy blaster that came with the Stormtrooper because I got him loose as well, and he didn't come with his own blaster. And here we have the Power of the Force R2-D2, which is really cool. We have the Black Series 3 3/4 inch Lando Calrissian, which Lando is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and that's actually a pretty good 3 3/4 figure of him. And here we have the Sith Trooper, which I do love the design of these Sith Troopers, but they made absolutely no sense in the movie, but they did sell toys, because I actually bought one. So obviously they serve their purpose well of selling toys. So yeah, there's a vintage collection figure that I got loose, but it is very well articulated, very cool design to it as well. So yeah, there you go. So let's move on to the finale, if you will, my favorite of all my collections, which is the Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch collection. Starting over here with the sequels, we do have Island Journey Rey, which is a really good figure. Even though Rey's not my favorite character, I think they did a really great job with this figure. And then we have the Kylo Ren, which I tried to replicate the pose from that poster I showed you guys earlier that's up on my wall. So that's really cool. I do like that figure, just the articulation's kind of loose and it's kind of annoying. So he's never coming out of this pose because I don't like to fiddle with him and try to mess with that pose. Because he's not very fun to pose. But we do have the Credit Collection Death Trooper, which is kind of a weird figure, but I do really love Death Troopers, so I'm glad to at least have a Death Trooper in the collection for now, since I haven't gotten any of the other ones yet. And then we also have the 3 Stormtroopers, all using the same body mold. So we have the Artillery Stormtrooper. I love that yellow. Comes with his mortar cannon as well, and I like just having him standing above it. His backpack is also awesome. You can take the mortar shells out of it and everything. Totally cool. Totally cool. Love that. Then we have the Incinerated Trooper, which would be cooler if he had a hand that could hold that, because he can't actually hold it with 2 hands with the way his hand is, but still a really cool figure. Love the way the red looks. And then my favorite out of the 3, just the plain white Stormtrooper. Super well articulated, super fun to go back to and pose every once in a while. So I love that guy as well. One of my favorites in the whole collection. And then right here we've got Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, which is really cool. Love that figure. Got him standing up there on the wood blocks, which I have to rise up some of the figures behind the others. So there we have Han Solo, another one of my favorite figures in the collection. Great Han Solo figure. We have Lando, like I said, one of my favorite Star Wars characters is Lando Calrissian, and that's a really good Empire Strikes Back Lando figure. And then here we have Boba Fett from Empire Strikes Back. Pretty okay figure. I like it. Then we got the Zuckuss figure, which is also pretty okay. Definitely cool. Do want to get Forlom to go with Zuckuss eventually, because we actually did see Forlom in the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer, so that would be definitely a cool figure to get, because it's probably going to go up in price once people see that he is in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then we have the Hoth section, if you will. So we've got Hoth Luke, which I actually really like. It's got good articulation and a pretty decent head sculpt, I think. And then we've got the Snow Trooper as well. Then we have Yavin Ceremony Luke, which was one of my first Black Series figures, and I still absolutely love that head sculpt. I think it looks just like Mark Hamill. Fantastic Luke Skywalker figure. I love that thing. Then we have the Moloch, which was my first review here on the channel and my first Black Series figure. If you want to go try and find that video, you go right ahead. It is not good. I feel like I've probably come a long way since making that review, because it was pretty awful. But that's what started all this, was I made a review of that Moloch figure. And I kept calling him Moloch, because I didn't know how to pronounce his name back then. But yeah, it is Moloch. I do know that. But yeah, that was my first review here on the channel. Then here we have Wrecker. Very cool figure as well. Amazing head sculpt, great detail. Definitely worth the deluxe price. And here we have Crosshair, the Imperial version. Also an awesome figure, one of my favorites. Then here we have the Elite Squad Trooper. Very cool as well. Then here we have a recent acquisition, which is the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I actually really like. Despite not being able to really put him in a two-handed lightsaber pose, I still love the way that figure looks, and I think, you know, you can get a pretty good pose out of him, it looks like. I really like that pose, like he's about to duel Anakin on Mustafar. That's pretty much the pose that he made when he first ignited his lightsaber, so that's what I was kind of trying to replicate there, and I actually think the head sculpt looks alright. I don't think it's great, but I think it looks alright. Then here we have Commander Bly, probably my favorite Black Series figure, and probably my favorite figure in my collection. Super screen accurate, super detailed and articulated. Just love that figure. Just love it. Then here we have the 332nd Ahsoka Clone Trooper. Very cool as well. The Gaming Greats 501st Jet Trooper, which I put next to him because he is from Clone Wars as well, so I really like that figure. Then we have the inaccurate but still cool Clone Trooper Lieutenant from Attack of the Clones, and the main character of Star Wars, the greatest character of all time, if you ask me, Anakin Skywalker, which that's a pretty good figure as well. It's not great, but it's okay. You can get into a decent lightsaber holding pose, so I do actually like that figure, and the head sculpt is really good. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. That's everything in my collection. So yeah, let's close out this video. Okay, so to close out this video, I hope you guys really enjoyed watching it. I know I enjoy watching other people's videos when they make these. If you have one of these videos, let me know in the comments and I'll check it out on your channel. That would be really cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed making this video. I've never made this type of video before. It's probably going to be really long, probably the longest video I've ever made, but I really enjoyed this. I think it was really fun, and I just wanted to thank you guys again for getting the channel over 250 subscribers. I really appreciate it. There's a lot coming in the future. You know, you've seen a couple of figures like that Thor and Obi-Wan and Batman Funko Pop. Those reviews will all be up on the channel probably not too long after this video is, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like. I would really appreciate that. If you like action figure reviews, my channel is mainly focused on Star Wars The Black Series and Marvel Legends reviews, but I pretty much do a review on whatever I'm adding to my collection. So if that's something you're interested in, please consider subscribing if you haven't already in order to join the Knights of Mischief. As always, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.